My name is Twister Heller. I live in Congress, Arizona. Phone number 928-427-6335. Right here we have a 12-year-old Gelding. We call him a nice horse because he is a nice horse. Teddy has to be placed with a certain kind of person because he's a certain kind of horse. He's a little bit nervous, but he's not silly. He's been ridden what we would call the right way, and so it requires more of an experienced rider. Very gentle, very responsive. He's 12 years old. He weighs 11 and a half, maybe 1,200 when he's real fat. Teddy has been out in this country, which is extremely rough, so he does know what rocks and brush are here. Our whole area is like that. Now, the reason we do the tarp like we're doing is because if you want to take your coat off when you're on the horse without getting off, you can do it. He'll let you handle it. Teddy is a breeding stock paint horse. He acts like he might be a thoroughbred, but he's a breeding stock paint. He's just a little bit nervous, and I don't want to put too much emphasis on that to cause people to be turned off because of him, because he is nice. And we have done some cow work on him, gathered cattle, rode him in this country, and we'd like to brag on him because we've all liked him and ride him, and there's just a certain way to ride him. And about like we're doing here. If you want to go gather cattle in the rough country, you can do it. If you want to play in the arena, do something special in the arena, you can. He would make a nice team penning, team sorting horse, extremely good ranch horse. Teddy has been around a little bit, which is an asset. He backs up good. We never did take time to make him fancy, but he will neck rein. And he's not what you'd call a reining horse, but he's starting to make some pretty good, decent moves there with his front end. This horse had a lot of years on him before he had much training, so that probably explains why he's what you would consider green in the way of performance horses. But he is a good ranch horse. Would work for dragging calves. Right here it just shows that we can do that. I've got my rope there, and we're pulling that tire around, and it does also show that he will pull into the breast collar. He's not afraid of a little tug. This tire has dirt in it, makes it a little heavier, and the rope right now going that direction is on his butt, and it doesn't seem to bother him much. We face up like that just so when you pull that tire towards the horse looking at it, that is usually what scares him. And he's not bothered by it at all. Just pull that tire up there to get it out of the way. Teddy's good about his feet. He's good to shoe. And by the way, Teddy does load and unload in a trailer really well. You notice I just dropped the reins. Teddy stands there. Pick up his feet. I'm not saying the horse has been taught to ground tie, but He isn't one that has a habit of just running off and leaving you. We teach all our horses to stand still when we get on, not to be walking off until we ask him to go. So he knows how to do that. Let us old people get on. Right here, what I'm going to do is just get off on the fence. If you wanted to get some help this way, you can lead him up alongside the fence, get on him, lead him up alongside a rock, a ditch, whatever, to make your mount up a little easier. I'm 67 and I do appreciate a good rock once in a while now, but he'll let you get on the level, just normal. Here I want to demonstrate how he is willing to go up through the rocks and brush. Where we live is an extremely rough little area behind the barns here, and we ride all our horses right in the beginning up through here. This is just kind of a passageway, but there's no trails through here. It's just picking his way through the rocks, and he's pretty good about all of that. He'll go downhill, uphill, whichever. He will go any way you point him as long as he's able. Okay, as long as a pretty experienced rider would be best for this horse. And so you can call us 928-427-6335. Loads good in the trailer.